So the first thing I want to talk to you about today is correlation. Okay? As the x's are increasing, the y's are also increasing. So that would be positive correlation because all of the dots are pretty closely related and they're all rising to the right. Does that make sense? Okay, so explain to me why this is negative correlation. You're going down, right? If I drew a line through there, what kind of slope would that line have? Negative, okay? Another way to think about it. Why is this one no correlation? They're all everywhere, right? There's no relationship at all in there, is there? Okay? So if I gave you things like this and said, tell me what type of correlation it is, could you do that? Yes? Could you give me a relationship that has positive correlation, like in real life? What about as time passes, like this label on this axis might be years, right? So as time is passing, the height of the tree. Would that be true? As time is passing, the tree is growing. Okay? Now I know at some point it's going to stop growing. I understand that. You understand that too, right? Not everything is linear all the time. Okay? But just talking in general about things that might be positive. What about negative? What kind of scenarios can you think of for negative correlation? Spending money, right? So maybe as time passes, maybe you took out a loan for college or for a car. So as time passes and you're paying on that balance, what's the balance doing? It's decreasing, right? Okay. So what about no correlation? It's random. So what would be random? So I'm trying to think of what labels that would be. What about height and shoe size? Is that exactly correlated? Really? So every single person in here that's 5'4" has 7.5 shoes? No, right? Now, it's probably in generally positive because somebody who's 2 feet tall is not going to wear size 12 shoes, right? 2 feet tall, those are little babies, right? Okay? And then everybody who's 6 foot tall is not going to have 12 feet either, but they probably won't have size 2 shoes, will they? Okay? So it's probably pretty not correlated, but still even in a general direction, so that may be even not a good one. What about your age and the length of your hair? No, right? Why would that be no correlation? As your age increases, your hair gets longer. Oh, we could cut it, right? We could cut it. Or it doesn't always grow the same length for everybody. Not everybody has the same length of hair as I do, right? Well, not everybody's as old as I am, but you get the idea, right? Okay. Another thing that I need you to be able to do today, we're talking about linear things today, right? Did you catch that real quick at the beginning? Talking about linear things today. So another thing I need you to be able to do today is if I give you 2 points, can you write the equation of that line? Can you give me the equation that passes through these 2 points? I hope you can. That's definitely something you worked really hard on in Algebra 1. But just for reminder's sake, does anyone mind if I go through it? Okay, well, that's very kind. Okay. Just to help me out, you're going to let me go through? Okay, thank you. Okay, so first thing I want to do is I want to label this x1 and y1, x2 and y2. That's not always necessary, but since we're just remembering right now. And I need to remember my formula for slope. Why do we use m for slope? I don't know either. That's what we use, okay? I need you to remember this formula right here. Do you remember this? Very good. The change in y over change in x. And a lot of times there's a formula that we might use like this. Remember that now? Okay. But then earlier somebody said this formula as well. Which one of those is correct? Both. They're the same, right? The point is, if you start with y2, you have to start with x2. If you start with y1, you got to start with x1. Otherwise, it doesn't matter, does it? You're going to get the same answer. Okay, so let's first find the slope between these 2 points. y2 is 8, minus y1 is 5, x2 is 6, x1 is 4. 8 minus 5 is 3. 6 minus 4 is? Excellent. So what's the slope? 3/2, right? We have 2 choices at this point. We can use that, which is called slope-intercept. Very good. Or we could use this, which is called point-slope. Yeah, point-slope. Okay? Does it matter which one we choose? No, it does not. If we choose the first one, we have y, which is 5, m, which is 3/2, x, which is 4, plus b. 5 equals 12 over 2, which is 6, plus b. So to solve for b, I subtract 6 from both sides and get -1. Which means the equation of my line is y equals 3/2 x minus 1. You agree with that? Okay. Any questions about it? Where anything came from? Okay. Well, what if I use point-slope form? Should I get the same answer? Okay. Y minus y1, which is 5, equals 3/2, which is the slope, times x minus x1, which is 4. Well, y minus 5 equals 3/2 x. I'm distributing here and here. 12 over 2, which is 6. And when I, minus 6. When I add 5 to both sides, y equals 3/2 x minus 1. Dun, dun, dun. We got the same answer. They both work. Okay? Some people like this one better. Some people like this one better. I don't care which one you use. I want you to get the right answer and know how you got it. Okay? So if I give you 2 points, can you write the equation of a line? Okay. The last and most important thing that you need to know how to do is if I give you a set of data, can you give me the linear regression line that passes through that data? 1, 6, 6, 27, 11, 50, 13, 56, and 16, 70. Do you remember how to make a linear regression in your calculator? Can I please walk you through the steps? Turn your calculator on. That's the first step. New document. Okay? If it's on a different screen, press the home button or the on button to get a new document. We do not want to save anything that was already there. We want a list and spreadsheet. So, new document, list and spreadsheet. Four. I chose 4, right? Did you notice I didn't use the down arrows to get to 4? I just pressed the number 4. You know you can do that, right? Okay, just making sure. What am I going to call this column right here? What am I going to put in that first column? X's, right? So I want to call it X. And then I want to enter all my X's. 1, 6, 11, 13, 16. What am I going to call this column? Y. 6, 27, 50, 56, and 70. Now, this is going to seem really dumb, okay? If I do that and go to my next step, none of it's going to work until I do this. Enter. Calculator doesn't like that, so make sure you press enter after you've entered your last thing of data. You got to press enter. Or down or something just to get out of that cell. You okay? So we entered our data. Oh, we also titled our columns, didn't we? title your columns, and then enter your data. Now, we could do it on this page, but some of you are visual learners, so can I take you to another page to help you out a little bit? We're going to do Control Doc. Okay, Control Doc will add a new page. The new page that we want is a data and statistics page. Okay, the new page that we want is a data and statistics page. If I was a betting woman, and I am not, I would bet you $100 right now that your dots are not in the same place as mine. And that's okay, because we're about to put them there. Okay, I'm going to use my cursor. As soon as it comes up, oh, I have to click. Oh no, go away. I'm going to use my cursor to come down here. What variable goes along this axis? X. So I click it to add a variable, and I'm going to choose this. Watch my screen real quick because it's pretty cool. Ready? Ooh. Okay. So that's the x-axis. What do I put on the other side? The y. So go over here and click y. Ooh. Now, I want you to look at these dots and tell me, do they make a line? They don't, do they? There's not a line that I could draw that would connect all those that it's a straight line, is it? It would have to bend a little bit, right? So what I need to do, okay? Good luck. I'll see you tonight, okay? What I need to do is I need to realize that this is not a line, but it is a linear relationship. Do you see the difference? Yes or no? Do you see the difference? It's not a line, but it's a linear relationship. Okay? So here's what I can do. Menu. Oh, hold on. I forgot this. Assign axes. That's when we made one X and one Y. Okay? So right here, we're going to analyze. I pressed menu. Analyze. Which one do you think we're going to choose? Huh? Which one are we going to choose? Regression, right? That's what we're trying to find. So regression. Which regression are we trying to find? A linear one, that's right. We're trying to find mx plus b. So when we choose that, boom, there's the equation.